You want sports? We got sports for you right here, Woodward Sports.
I'm never late. I'm always on time.
Oh.
When have I ever watched him?
I want wings and pizza.
Is wings and pizza?
I want wings and pizza.
Yeah. I played with that gorilla. You hear me?
Okay. You have a Tesla. You float here.
All right, so it's Friday. Hi.
It's FriYAY.
FriYAY. How did FriYAY start? Where is there an origin of FriYAY? Because I see people say FriYAY, and then FriYAY.
I think it kind of just transformed with the different generations. 'Cause I think when I was growing up, it was TGIF. Thank God it's Friday, and then Saturday was I don't know if you remember this, Sean. Do you remember? We didn't have cable, but we have like the certain channels that always come on. I think ABC was one of the channels.
The cartoons in the morning. Oh,
yeah, one Saturday morning. Do you remember that stick? Did you used to watch that?
Mm-mm.
And so every morning we would watch that. So I think it kind of gradually went from TGIF, thank God it's Friday, and then with the new generation with X, it kind of went to FriYAY, just like yay, it's Friday, and it kind of rhymes, it kind of goes. I kind of like it. So it's
yeah, I see a lot of people use it now.
Yeah, Generation X actually came up with that in the studio.
Can I, by the way, good morning to everybody. I want to talk about something because I'm going to get serious for a second. Ageism and agists are all amongst us. They are. They're all amongst us. I am routinely made fun of because I don't know the latest hip slang, and I don't know who Young Gravy or his older brother, middle brother Gravy,
I didn't know that was
oldest brother Gravy. Okay, yeah,
I didn't know who that was.
And that's fine. I'm totally cool with it, okay? But let me tell you something. These kids today, last week, it was Gladys Knight's birthday. And to me, it's like, how do you not know who Gladys Knight is, right? And then I was working with somebody young, and they were like, I have no idea. Who are Gladys Knight and the Pips? And I'm going like this, and I go, Midnight Train to Georgia. And he goes, oh, I know that song and everything. But we don't make fun of the kids when they don't know things like that. It's fun to make fun of the old guy, and that's fine.
No, they actually do. They actually do. They actually do.
Do they? All right.
You remember when the NFL they did it was like an interview, and it was like, do you guys know who this is? Do you guys know who this is? And they'll play a song or they'll say a person's name, and they say, oh yeah, I know who that is.
Did they really?
Yeah, they did.
I didn't know.
It was like,
but today somebody in the room didn't know who Bob Seger is.
Fire up!
Bob Seger. Not just a rock and roll icon, a Detroit icon. Somebody in this room, I'm not going to mention names.
Kennedy Broadwell.
But maybe that's our bit that we do on Friday now, because on Wednesday we make fun of the old guy, right? But then what we're going to do on Fridays is like, I'll put up a picture of Metallica. Who are these people?
Okay,
I don't know.
I don't know. I don't know what it is either.
You don't know who Bob Seger is? I'm done. That's it.
I know.
Have a great week.
I know
Everybody
who he is.
We'll see you on
I got
Monday.
confused with Bob Seger and Bob Saget for 1 second. I looked at Art and I said, is that the guy from Full House? Because I lived on Full House when I was little. And Bob Saget and Bob Seger are two very similar names. Are they not?
Yeah, I'll give her that.
Thank you.
Did you ask her to repeat that?
Full House, rock legend. I can see it. I get it.
They both legends.
Thank you. That's all I had to say.
I don't know what it is though. I don't know. I never listened to it. I never listened to rock, so sorry.
I know who Metallica is though. Thank you for whom the bell tolls.
I mean, we know Metallica. I know. I know.
What Art?
So who's a bigger? So is he a bigger legend than Kid Rock?
Yes.
Is Bob Seger?
Yeah.
I'm asking.
Kid Rock would tell you that. Kid Rock would tell you that.
Why am I here? Why would you ask a question and then can't talk? For one, Joique, the fact that you played for the Detroit Lions and you don't know who Bob Seger is a problem. Two, yes, Bob Seger is the dad, basically, of Kid Rock. They've done songs together. Three, anyone on this network who doesn't know Uncle Bob should be fired. I'm sorry. Let me guess, you guys don't know who the Motor City Madman, the Great White Buffalo, Uncle Ted? You don't know about Ted Nugent either?
Ted Nugent.
Oh, yes, I know who that is.
Jesus, what are we doing here? Happy Friday.
You know what's crazy? It's funny. I thought Sawyer was directing this show today.
That's why I'm allowed to talk and give my opinion that you clearly...
I thought you said you were going to stay outside the booth
do not know Michigan history.
Do you know the song Old Time Rock and Roll?
Benton Harbor, Indiana?
No.
Old time rock and roll. The kind of music just soothes the soul.
Yeah,
You know that
I
one.
reminisce about the days of old.
We're gonna get
I
With that
demonetized. It
old
sounds too
Bob
legit.
Seger.
Okay, yeah.
Bob Seger.
It sounded too spot on.
So
We're
the
gonna
thing
get-
is, that's the
we're
thing.
gonna get
I know the music.
demonetized.
I just don't know the name of
Hey,
the
does the hook have an opening? I'm ready to start whenever. I
That's
know
funny.
Darren knows
It's funny.
about Bob.
That's funny because when I talk to you, that's the last show you wanted to do.
Hey, listen, I'll do that if they know who the fuck Bob Seger is.
Yeah, we'll go do it.
I
Good,
did
I'm
not
out.
know who he was. I just got confused between Bob Seger and Bob Saget.
Unbelievable.
What
are we doing?
Confused. I got the names mixed around. Anyway,
You know what
I
that
get
was?
confused between
You know what
Mary
that was?
Kate Olsen and Ashley
Yeah.
Olsen. Not Bob Seger and Bob Saget.
Thank you, Sean.
I know his music, but I don't know his name. So we flip flop. Okay. I knew the music. I know the song.
all right. Well, I'm going to go back to the comments where I'm sure I'm getting roasted.
No,
we're all getting roasted. No, I'm getting
it's
roasted more than
okay.
you. It's okay.
But this is more for me.
This
You
for
guys
Sean.
always laugh at me about how, like, I don't know who some of these and these sayings. I don't like.
But you know Drake.
Drake is the guy who is like he's from Toronto.
Yeah, you got it.
And he always roots for other, like, he's the biggest bandwagon jumper in the hit. Like, one day he's a big Golden State fan.
You know
and-
what's funny? You know what's funny?
Right.
He's probably the only rapper that can get away with that. Like, how did he get away with that?
Like he's
how
like-
did he get away
right,
with that?
he's like-
he's from New Orleans, from Jamaica. You know, I don't know how he gets away with all of it.
He's like, isn't he like one day he's like a big Raptor fan and then like he's a big Golden State fan? Isn't that kind of like what Drake does?
No, I think his.
I
two-
couldn't name
so
a Drake
I think-
song.
So it's like this. I think he's Toronto, right first, and then he's a Golden State fan. And I think he's a LeBron. He's a LeBron
See,
fan.
you know who else does that is Bieber. Justin Bieber with
Justin Bieber?
hockey.
Does he do it?
You could find
Oh,
multiple
okay,
pictures
okay.
of Justin Bieber
Yeah.
wearing different hockey
Yeah,
jerseys.
I mean, he's
and-
Canadian, so I'm pretty sure he.
Yeah, but he no, trust me, he had the Blackhawks crap, he had the Maple Leafs crap. He's done like a bunch of different things.
So he's a fan of hockey, not more so teams.
I think he's a bandwagon jumper. He was a fan of the Blackhawks when the Blackhawks were winning cups. It's kind of like Drake, you know. All of a sudden, Drake's a long-suffering fan of Golden State, and he's a long-suffering fan of Toronto. Corey asked me who Sada Baby is.
Sada Baby.
Sada
Sada
there's
Baby.
your answer.
That's a Detroit legend right there.
There's your answer.
So are we gonna fire Sean for not knowing who
Bob-
Blake Icewood was?
Bob
No,
Seger,
because
Sada
you're not
Baby.
doing this right now.
6 of one, half a dozen of the
You're
other.
trying to compare. Hang on. You're trying to compare Sada Baby
No,
to Bob
I
Seger.
said Blake Icewood. First of all,
Seger. No.
6 of one, half a
Seger's on the
dozen of
Mount
the other.
hey, be
Yeah.
careful! Be careful with your words.
Hey, listen.
He's
It
being
goes
careful
like
now
this.
too.
Let me tell you. Seger, Nugent, Kid Rock, Eminem. That's the Mount Rushmore of Michigan. And you could throw in Madonna, other than when she said Bay City was a shit town.
I can't hear you. Say it again.
Madonna shit on Bay City and said it was a terrible town. And ever since then, we've kind of. I represent the people of Michigan.
You said Lady Gaga?
Huh?
You said Lady Gaga?
No, Madonna.
Madonna.
Oh,
Similar.
Madonna. Oh, okay.
Definitely not a virgin.
Is he born here?
Madonna's 95.
She went to Troy Athens, right? If I'm not mistaken, I think that's where she went to high
And
school.
if you're in the chat too and you don't know how to properly spell Bob Seger, someone says, does Art know what MC Breed is? Yes. Flint native, a legend, not comparable to Bob Seger. I'm sorry. It's selling records and it's being a legend. If you could sell out DTE this summer, you're a Michigan legend.
The only reason I heard of let me make sure I get the name right, Blade Icewood, is because you guys mentioned it to me a couple months ago. Yeah, that thing. I don't want to do that thing because you told me if I do that thing and I do it wrong, I could end up in the grave. I don't want to end up in the grave. I like being above ground.
Yeah.
I don't, but I'm not
Anyway.
disrespecting Icy Blades or anything
No,
like
the
that.
Blade Icewood.
I'm like, but
Look at this shit. Look at this.
to say Bob Seger and Blade Icewood, I'm just done. I can't. I'm not even going to respond to that. I would hope that Blade Icewood would be the first guy to admit Bob Seger's immensely much more of a legend than I am. I would hope he would. Right? I don't know.
No. I got respect for him. I mean, because I did not know that was his song, but I don't know his name, but I definitely know his music.
Madonna's from Bay City, but didn't she go to high school like around like here? Didn't she? Please look that up. Sorry, Fish, can you look that up, please? It was Rochester, right? I thought it was like Troy, Athens, or something.
Madonna's number one fan.
I'm
like
not.
Rochester.
You think I'm going to disrespect him?
She's
No
got a house
way.
in Traverse City, which she does.
Okay.
Yeah. So yeah. All right. So I want to get that off my chest because it's fun with Sean on Wednesday, and I'm down. But you know what I might start doing? I might start pulling some old school people out there and go, do you know who this person is? Or do you know who this coach of the Red Wings is? Or do you know? I might start that.
Sean, you know what we're going to start doing?
What?
We're going to start doing old school FriYAYs. So we're kind of taking the old school with the new school. Old school FriYAYs. You like that? All right. I could be in there too because I don't know a lot of these people. Now we go back to like.
Do you know who White Boy Rick is? Sorry, he was there.
Wait, Joique, if you don't know who White Boy Rick is,
people my age are.
No.
Matthew McConaughey was in a movie. You're from Benton Harbor,
Thank you,
Indiana.
Tammy.
I'm convinced.
It was Rochester Adams. Thank you. Yeah, I knew it was like somewhere in this general vicinity, like out here. We're in Birmingham, by the way. I knew it was somewhere out here she went to school.
Now, I'm not trying to disrespect. I don't know. Sorry.
It's all good. All right, listen. When we come back, we got to get into the NBA stuff. We will get into that, but we have a special guest in studio today as well. If you haven't checked him out on the network, please do so. Yeah. His show Sneaker Box is going to be moving. He'll tell you about that, and we want to get his take on what I personally think. I think it's creepy. Maybe he can talk me off the ledge. I think the whole thing with the Gigi shoe, I'm not gonna lie, it creeps me out. It really.
We're going to talk about it.
And it creeps me out, especially considering that's your tease. We'll come back and talk about it. Joique Bell, Sean Baligian, our boy Caesar is going to be with us next right here on Woodward Sports.
We are here, downtown Fenton, my favorite Bridge Street Exchange.
That's right. And you want to switch up your wardrobe this summer? It's this easy. Ready, Joey?
I'm ready.
All right, you ready? I like it. You want to do it again?
Yeah, let's do it again.
All right. Ooh, Brixton. Nice. One more time?
Yes.
Ooh, I like the hat on this one, too. You ready to do it one more time, Joey?
I'm getting tired. One last one.
All right, let's change it. Bro, where's your shirt? You need new clothes this summer. Bridge Street Exchange in Fenton. That's where you need to go. Thank you, guys.
All right, in case you missed it, we got so many cool things happening on the network. One of the cool things that we have happening on the network is this guy. Check him out. It's Sneaker Box. Moving to Sunday night, 6 o'clock, right?
6 p.m.
Right. Our guy Caesar is in here, who I guarantee you our Caesar could kick the crap out of your Caesar. I'm not messing with this guy. Whatever he says, I'm going to agree with, because I don't want none of that smoke right there. But our man Caesar, what's up, buddy?
What's going on? First, can I say something? I got beef with his Mount Rushmore.
Yeah.
Because I don't know how you can have a Mount Rushmore without Stevie Wonder or Diana Ross on there.
Good call.
Ooh.
Can we just put Barry Gordy?
Hold on. We got one more. But see, I think she moved to Ohio.
Anita Baker. Yep.
The Queen of Soul.
Oh, Kid Rock, yeah.
How do you disrespect the late Aretha? How do you disrespect the late Aretha?
Aretha Franklin.
Take Bob Seger off, too.
That's the Mount Rushmore.
Right?
Take Bob Seger off. Hey.
You know what? Can we just put Barry Gordy's face on there?
Yeah,
I mean seriously.
Just make it Barry Gordy Mountain.
Gordy.
Just do it. Just
Yeah. So.
And then Bob Saget, and then we could get Dave Coulier, and we could get the Olsen, and we could get the chick that like scammed her kids into college, whatever her name is.
My question
we'll call it the Full House Rushmore.
I'm gonna ask you a question. I'm gonna ask you a question. When it's all said and done, he's done, say it's 20 years from now, do you think Big Sean would be on there?
No.
You don't think so?
I think I deserve consideration.
Big Sean is cool, but he's not elite. Like, I don't see him in the same class like a Jay-Z or Eminem.
What would have to put him in that class? Like is it selling records?
I mean, that's part of it. Like, I hate when people just go to like. So when you talk about greatness, it's multifaceted, right? Obviously, album sales count towards that, but it's not the end all be all. I just think I don't think his catalog is as good as those other people I just mentioned.
Nobody said 20 years from now. So
unless Jay-Z dies and his soul inhabits the body of Big Sean, I just don't. I don't see it happening.
All right, now you guys are going to be. Is Big Sean the same as Sean Paul?
No.
Okay.
Sean Paul. Is that the Jamaican dude?
Yeah, it's Jamaican.
The fact that I can't even remember. Yeah.
Just give me the line.
No, Big Sean is above that now. I can't even remember Sean Paul.
So they're two different people?
Yeah, but I like Big Sean. You know what it is, though? I like Big Sean because he's different. He's not like a lot of other rappers. I think he's more like unity, bringing people together, talking about your body, talking about your energy, things like that, bringing the city together. I mean, having people on the song in the city that don't like each other and they do a song together, like bringing people together.
No, he cool like that. Like I will say, I like his name, Sean, because my name is Sean too. So,
how do you spell it?
Well, I'm black, so it's Ray Sean. You know, we gotta we extra, so it couldn't just be Sean. But
all right. Yeah, the one dude, that Sean Paul guy, like, it was funny. My mother a few years ago goes, "Did you know there was a rapper named Sean Paul?" It's pretty bad when your mother knows, and because that's my middle name. So like when you're Sean Paul, yeah, my mom thought it was funny. My mom was like,
wow.
So it's funny. So I don't know if you might know this. Art may know this. I don't know if Art knows this though. But back in the day, like when I was in college, like between 05 to 09, it was two rappers.
Yeah.
It was Big Sean, then had another rapper named Big Shane. Do you remember Big Shane?
You going back in the vault with this?
Yeah. You remember Big Shane?
Barely though.
It's big,
the cobwebs are coming off.
Yeah, because and so what they did was, I think they had a deal, or it was like an unwritten rule, like whichever one made it first, the other one had to change their name because it was too close. And so I think Big Shane ended up changing his name, but I don't know what he changed it to.
Big Shane don't have the same ring to it either. Big Shane just.
That was like back then.
I know, but it's like, you know, like how everybody adds little now to their name or baby to their name now.
Yeah.
Like back then, everybody just put big in front of their name, and you know, like I guess I'm Big C's now. So
yeah,
Big Caesar.
All right, so Caesar, in case you're wondering why Caesar's here, other than we like chatting with the dude, you tell him to leave. I'm not going to be the guy to do it. 6 o'clock. Let's talk about the new show first.
Yes,
it's
sir.
not a new show, but you've got a new time. What are we doing with Sneaker Box?
Yeah, so we're moving it to Sunday evenings. We were doing it Saturday mornings, and initially that's when most sneaker releases will come out, Saturday mornings, and so we thought it was ideal, but didn't really realize that 10 o'clock here is 7 o'clock in like the West Coast.
Yeah,
and so to allow more of our West Coast listeners to participate in our live show, we wanted to move the show. I don't think anybody wanted to do a Saturday night show. So Sunday night was the most advantageous opening that we could get. So moving there.
Check them out. If you haven't already, check them out. Good stuff. And I'll tell you what.
I tell you, he has some shoes on right now that he can change the color of the shoes with his phone.
He's got an app.
He can tighten his shoes from his app. That's some lazy stuff.
That is lazy. I'm telling you, that's 100% the reason why I bought them.
Yeah, it's just
like
lazy.
For my buddies who are smokers, we love to work with our smoker in the backyard. We can control. I could turn on my smoker like literally right now if I wanted to. He can turn his shoes on. It looks like the Mackinac Bridge at night. I mean, they're great. Now, what do those go for, by the way?
They retail for like $400, but the problem is nobody's buying them, so you could probably catch them on sale for like $250.
Okay, good stuff. Fish.
Can you, Caesar? Can you take your shoe off and show people your shoes?
Yeah. Let me see.
Why are you hassling them like that,
I'm
Fish?
not, but
Fish motto content.
I should have known.
For the show.
I should have known he was going to ask.
You guys
So somebody's
talk
going to
about the shoe, and people are like, "Oh, what shoe is he wearing?"
They are. I mean, they are.
I know. I got to struggle to get
They
these
are.
off.
Don't worry about it, dude.
Show?
No. We got to see the shoe. We got to show
people.
No, we got to show people the shoe. We got to show them the shoe.
People want to know what the shoes
I'm trying to help. Just remember, I was the guy that tried to help you, Caesar.
No, you did.
All right. So when you go on a rampage, I'm safe.
Oh, you good?
All right. Look at that, dude. Look at that. Is there any way we can get a zoom in? Look at Sawyer. You are so obsolete around here. I don't know what to tell you. You are just obsolete now.
Look
Sawyer,
at that shoe.
Mount up.
Can you make it change? Can you show the lights? You can see the
I
lights
need
on
my
there?
phone. Can you give me my phone?
Yeah. So you can change the color on your shoes to what they light up to.
Yeah.
Right?
So right now,
They
I
look
can
like
change
really
the
comfy
effect.
shoes, too.
All right. So if I wanted to, let me go to the app.
All right.
It's connecting.
It only connects.
This just in our Wi-Fi
my
sucks
shoe.
here.
So if I want to change the colors,
I'd share that.
Look at that.
I can change it.
Look at that, dude.
So
different colors, and I could change the way it. So
basically,
right
your
now
shoe has a built-in Bluetooth.
But yeah, so it pulsates. Then I can do like a strobe effect, and then it's a gradient where it kind of bounces back and forth very slowly. See,
that's sick.
Yeah,
that's.
Jeez, oh,
and the best part.
Can you turn it around and it's like so people can tighten the shoe?
Yeah, so it's loose right now.
Holy.
And if I wanted to, that's the love shoe.
Are you serious?
So you can see.
Holy shit! It's possessed.
Yeah.
You can tighten the whole shoe. Look.
So you can tighten the shoe. So yeah, I mean, you got all. Yeah, so it's a lot. You know what's funny?
That is like this is the Tesla of shoes.
So the cool part is all of this technology is based from the movie Back to the Future. Remember the shoes that Back to the Future 2, where he went to the future and he had those with the Nike mags. Now Nike released that shoe twice, 2011 and 2015, and so they wanted to kind of take that technology and build a shoe line out of it, which they did, the Adapt line. Problem is, people want the shoe from Back to the Future. Like, not a lot of people, you know, are interested. I'm a sneakerhead, so of course this is an easy sell for me. But hopefully they release that shoe to the masses because a lot of people are clamoring for it. But until then, this is the closest we'll get. So,
damn, dude.
Yeah.
It's like Satan living in my shoe. Sean, go kick a dog. I'm like, no, Satan, I'm not kicking a dog. And then he makes me do it. He controls my shoe. I don't need that. It's the Exorcist shoe.
So they can go. They can go get that on StockX. Go.
You probably can still find it on Nike. Like that'd probably be your best shot. I mean, because it's on sale. Like the price point, because of the technology. And I gotta say, these are comfortable too. You wouldn't think they would be.
They look great.
Yeah, no, they look comfortable.
But
shoe.
Yeah, so they you can find them on the website. Probably, like I said, for $250. Yeah. Which is I don't know.
My issue is finding the shoes at Wacker. I'm flat footed.
See.
You got an arch?
Yeah, I got like the perfect Nike foot. It's like narrow, and I got an arch. So
they got. So check this out. The great content. 6 o'clock on Sundays. It's the Sneaker Box Show here on Woodward Sports. This poor guy, he's learning how we do things around here. He was supposed to come in at 11 and 12 to talk about something else, but because we're so full of shit on this show, now he has to say a segment to actually talk about what we were planning to talk about.
Here we go. And before we go to break, which when we come back, we'll be talking about the unfortunate incident with Nike and the family of Kobe Bryant. But before we go to break, let me tell you about Northwestern Tech. Start a new career in the industry that is always essential, the cooling and heating industry. To learn more today, visit northwesterntech.edu. Stay tuned. Joique Bell, Caesar, and Sean Baligian. And this is Woodward Sports.
Tony is a third-generation logger that has a simple, practical approach to life and work. That's why his Coast DX342 knife is perfect for him. The stainless steel blade is rust-resistant and made for all-weather use. And the double roll-lock safety ensures that it will never inadvertently close when he doesn't want it to. That's why Coast is trusted tough.
All right, so what is up? Glad you could join us again. Our buddy Caesar from Sneaker Box. Check him out. 6 o'clock on Sundays here on Woodward Sports is joining us. So we're going to ask the question to our boy here because first glance to me, I thought it was creepy. I think it's creepy that why is Nike making a Mamacita shoe honoring the late Gigi Bryant? I think it's creepy. It creeps me out. But when you do a little research, you find out this idea initially started with Kobe's widow, Gigi's mother, Vanessa. She wanted to design a shoe for her daughter, right? I mean, that's basically the origins of this, right?
Yeah, that is exactly the origins of it. Well, it starts a little bit before then. Even before Kobe died, Kobe, before he died, allegedly was thinking about leaving Nike for a multitude of reasons, one of which was the Nike. So what Nike does is that they limit the production run of a shoe. in order to manufacture hype and demand for the shoe, right? Like the less shoes there are, the more people want them, right? So he didn't like that because he wanted his products to be available to everyone, including kids, which Nike wasn't doing. Now, from Nike's standpoint, the basketball category has been suffering for a while now. As a matter of fact, it is their least money-making category, right? And his line was not selling that good previous to his death. So he was already thinking about leaving. I think his deal was up sometime last year. When he died, his wife obviously took over the negotiations. She wanted a lifetime deal. Nike didn't want to give that to her. So they decided to mutually part ways. And they still had 2 shoes that were slated to release, one of which was the one that was commemorating him going into the Hall of Fame. The other one was called the Del Sol color shoe, which was like a white, black, and orange colorway. The Mambacita shoe, like you said, was a tribute, and that was never supposed to come out. I think they had tried to negotiate it coming out, and the proceeds were supposed to go to a charity or their foundation that they have. Long story short, she finds out via social media that the shoes are slated to release, right? So she has to find out that way. Not to mention, here you are seeding pairs to other people, and you don't seed a pair to his family, right? So it just optically...
As if it wasn't going to get back. Who's working in the front office of Nike, in the corporate office?
Okay, so that leads to the overall frustration from my point, because even previous to this news breaking yesterday, I've been talking to people from Nike, and a lot of them have been saying that there's a lot of inside turmoil because the people at the top are not listening. They're not listening to anybody. They're not listening to their own employees. They're not listening to the customers, and they're not listening to their retail partners. So it's like this level of arrogance.
We're going to do what we want to do.
With Nike, and we can just do it, and literally just do it and get away with it, and people are going to I've actually had people tell me, what are you going to do, buy Adidas? They are that arrogant. Like you're going to complain, and Saturday you're going to buy.
Adidas are coming up.
Yeah,
Adidas are coming up.
Adidas is coming up, but they don't fear.
My list just signed with Adidas.
Nike does not fear Adidas. I promise you, they don't. But I promise you. Now, as a fan of history like I am, I know things rise, things fall, right? Like everybody thought the Titanic was unsinkable till it sunk, right? So we've seen big brands, we've seen countries rise and fall. Everybody thought Rome was gonna last forever. What is it doing now, right? Macy's. I never thought, you know what I'm saying, I would see Macy's go out of business or come close to going out of business, and where is it at now? So, if you go back 30 years, Adidas was Nike at the time. One bad decision ruined them for the last 30 years, and that was missing out on Michael Jordan. They chose not to sign Michael Jordan because in their infinite wisdom, they thought guards couldn't sell shoes. Big man could. That one decision, you know what I'm saying, altered the course of history. So here we are now where Nike, and mind you, the Vanessa situation is just compounding a bad year PR-wise for Nike, because the year started off with the Marcus Jordan situation, he was backdooring his own shoe. Then you had the Ann Herbert situation where she helped her son start a resale company.
And then you had the thing with Lil Nas X.
The Lil Nas X thing, and then you got the bot situation. It's just been a bad year for Nike. So when you add this to it, so while each one independently might not be enough to knock out Nike, it's almost like a death by 1,000 cuts, right? Like how many cuts can you take before people finally have enough?
So I got a question for you. What's more cutthroat? Them releasing the shoe, right? Mm-hmm. After they talked to Vanessa, said that we want to donate to the profits would go towards the charity of your choosing. Yeah, which they chose the Mambacita
the foundation.
Foundation. And so, is that more cutthroat selling the shoes and not giving a portion to that, or more cutthroat of them releasing the shoe, calling the Mambacita, and then changing the name to no, this is not the Mambacita shoe, it's this shoe.
So two things. One, they hadn't sold the shoe yet, so I'm pretty sure Nike is going to come out and say, well, we were going to donate the money, right? So the shoes hadn't actually sold yet. All right. So I guarantee that's going to be the position. Two, as far as the name change, now if I had to choose based on your comparison, I guess changing the name would be more cutthroat, because if me and you have a conversation and then I go behind your back in order to sell this shoe, I try to change the name. That would be more cutthroat. But as far as the name change, Nike hasn't officially called these anything. What Nike does, and they're slick with this, when's the last time you've seen a Nike commercial for any of these shoes? It's been a while. You know why?
That's a good question.
You know why? You know why you don't see commercials? Because they know, because there's blogs like my Sneaker Bar Detroit, all these other blogs, all they got to do is leak a picture. The blogs are going to go crazy. They're going to build content around it. They're going to get everybody gassed up to get for this shoe. And Nike's like, cool. We get to save that money on that budget for marketing and let you guys do it for free. So when people come up with names, we come up with the names. Nike doesn't.
Yep.
You know, so I'm pretty sure Nike whispered in somebody's ear and said, "Hey, you know," but officially they haven't called these anything. So.
I think you know what I'm gonna go back to what I said at the very beginning. Okay, I think it's incredibly morbid. You're talking about a little girl that died in a terrible tragedy, right? None of us knew who Gigi Bryant was. Let's be honest. None of us knew who Gigi Bryant was until she died in that terrible helicopter crash. To try to monetize that and make money off of it, like, you're disgusting. You really, I'm sorry, you disgust me. Sorry.
This wouldn't be the first time. I mean, I have been arguing with Nike for years now, at least a couple years. So every year they come out with a Black History Month collection, and that's been my beef. It's like you guys say
because Nike, you're right, Nike didn't. So, but y'all saw giving it a different name, like the Bleacher Report, when they gave it what? Let me see. That they called so the Bleacher Report kicks. They called it the Nike Kobe 6 Protro Mamba Forever. Yeah, that's what they called it.
Yeah, that's what that's what happens. Blogs come up with their own little witty names to it, and you know, whichever one sounds nicer sticks. And so that's what happened. Like I said, like you're not gonna go on the Nike website and see that they call. First of all, you're not gonna see pictures of these on the website at all. Like, once again, the reason it became a big deal is because there was a store in the UK that accidentally shipped a pair to a customer. He bought another pair of Kobe's, and by accident they sent him this shoe. So this is how we know Nike intended to sell this shoe, because stores already had this in their inventory, right? If this wasn't going to be sold, they would not have this shoe to sell. Right. And so it's
look at that. That
I
guy's
agree with
fired.
you. It's morbid, but at the same time, it's within the vein of Nike. Like, Nike likes to commemorate things via shoes, but a lot of times what they do is, you're right, it's a cash grab. They use that premise as a way to sell products, and that's why I was going to bring up the Black History Month collection, because they use Black History Month to build a collection off of. But for the last 15 years, they've used the same design tropes: kente cloth, tribal print, like as if Black history doesn't exist outside of that.
Hey, you know what's funny about the kento? You know what's funny about that?
Yeah,
because I think that was created in Ghana. I think.
Yeah, I mean, each country had its own version of print. That's how you knew where you were from.
Right, but you know they don't own the trademark to it.
Who, Ghana?
No African.
Well, yeah, but that's not gonna stop Nike.
But I'm just saying though, it's weird that that's what they use. But kind of for.
Yeah, I mean, but it's lazy though. Okay, African Americans. Okay, kente cloth. Okay, that's fine for the first collection. 14 years later, you still doing the same thing. That to me that shows a lack of effort. And they'll tell stories all day when it comes to other shoes. Like, they made a Paul Bunyan shoe, and there's more details and storytelling in that shoe than it is for a Black History Month shoe. Paul Bunyan don't even exist.
We have a comment on Facebook. Kennedy wants to know if they could make a Fuller House shoe to commemorate Full House. Fuller House.
Man,
now that it's canceled.
Let's just hope one of the designers don't confuse them with Bob Seger. But no, it's and they could if they wanted to.
That was good. That was good. It was okay,
sorry, Kennedy.
At least you know.
I'll tell you what. This man knows his stuff. Yeah. I tell you what. He's dropping knowledge left and right. And in case you haven't checked out his show yet, you have an opportunity to do so. Don't say that you weren't warned. It's Sneaker Box, 6 o'clock on Sundays, and we're happy to have this guy part of the network. Anything you want to. Stop picking on me. Anything you want to hit on before we get out of here and tell people again to make sure to check out your show?
I mean, no, that was pretty much it. I know they're mad at me right now because I'm like one of the more vocal.
Good for you.
Influencers. Well, I believe in truth to power, or truth to power. Like I like setting the world on fire like that, because a lot of times what they'll do, especially with Nike, they'll try to send you product and try to woo you and lure you into this sense of you can't talk bad about us. We sent you shoes.
Guy.
And I'm like, yo, you could have the shoes back. Like you know, I make more than enough money. I'm an electrical engineer at Chrysler. Shout out to Chrysler. Like, so I can buy these shoes. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't, like, if I like them, I like them. I don't like being owned.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So when I know you're trying to do that, that gives me more initiative to call you out on your bullshit. So I give Nike credit when credit is due. Like last year when he died, they pulled back all his releases because out of honor of him. I applauded them for that. But now you fast forward when you got this story, I'm gonna call you out on it. That's fair.
Good for you.
That's fair.
Check him out. Great stuff. Does his homework. Engaging dude. Happy that he's a part of what we do here, this craziness that we call Woodward Sports.
Yeah.
Check him out every Wednesday.
Every Sunday.
Sunday. It's like those commercials
right here. So
yeah, right. Sunday. Sean started early on the 8 Mile Vodka. Sunday, 6 o'clock. It is Woodward Sports and the Sneaker Box. Speaking of 8 Mile Vodka. 8 Mile Vodka, born in Detroit, is distilled in single 90-liter batches to allow for optimal quality control and care. Then carbon-filtered, aerated, bottled at the perfect time to produce a subtle taste with smooth finish and a character all its own. It's an exceptional premium vodka that can be chilled and enjoyed straight or mixed to create an exceptional cocktail. Next time you're out, ask your bartender for an 8 Mile Vodka or pick up a bottle at Meijer. As always, drink responsibly. You might have caught this if you didn't. Yesterday, our buddy, our pal, Corey with a K, who decided very early on in this show he wanted nothing to do with us and left, and I'm still upset about that. But Corey with a K got into it a little bit. Is that what we call a Twitter battle or whatever? He and Joy Taylor from ESPN got into it. While I agree with Corey with a K, I think Joy Taylor has a point that nobody is thinking about. How dare you! I'll be the bad guy when we come back. This is Woodward Sports.
Hey guys, I'm D-Mac.
Hey guys, I'm Pilar.
That was a little slow.
Right.
Hi, I'm D-Mac.
I wasn't ready. I was doing this.
Hi, I'm D-Mac.
Hey, I'm Pilar.
I'm Maz. You're lit. Hi, I'm D-Mac.
I'm Pilar.
I'm Maz. We suck.
You suck.
Catch us Monday to Friday, 3 to 5.
Every day, right here on the hook.
On Woodward Sports Network.
Now, I don't want to be disrespectful to Art because let me tell you something. Art has been working his tail off getting some of these graphics for the show and stuff like that. So, Art, is this the point in time where I tell you to use the graphic for the show and explain to people what transpired yesterday? Corey with a K, who, of course, I don't know if you guys know this, he literally moved into the Allen Park facility. He has a bunk there now. He just stays all day.
They love him there.
Corey's doing a great job. We appreciate you, Corey. Corey with a K got into a little, what do you guys call it? Twitter war, Twitter beef, whatever.
What's up, Fish?
With Joy Taylor. Yeah, Fish.
Joy Taylor is on Fox, so Joy Taylor, I'm sorry if we offended
Fox,
you. She's on
ESPN.
Fox, not ESPN.
It's all a bunch of shit I don't watch, but thank you. I appreciate that.
Well, look, I didn't want Joy Taylor. She already blocked Nick Leach. I didn't want her to block Sean Baligian. I'm looking out for you, Sean.
No, I appreciate that. I told you I don't watch these contrived shows. I just don't, where you can't believe that people mean what they say and they don't. It's pardon my interruption take, all that crap. I don't watch it. But so if we have that graphic,
you got
the video, here you go. We're gonna show you that right now.
I'm not somebody who takes myself particularly seriously, but there's just things I don't want jokes
Would
about.
Belichick do that? Would Bill Walsh do that? Would Sean McVay?
The first thing I thought was Brian Flores would literally never.
You know who thinks that's funny? Dumb people.
Here's when I think that's funny. If Andy Reid does that, that's funny. Andy Reid.
Because he's a legend.
Exactly. That's when I think that's funny.
So this is how Corey responded.
Yeah.
This
is how
Corey responded. And Corey's right, but to a point. There's Corey. Look at him saluting.
Read it.
The Lions are fine, Joy. You missed a ton of context. Local writers get a kick out of this. He's the Grand Marshal for the Grand Prix here. He's embracing the culture. He's not wrong.
No.
Corey's not wrong.
No.
But you know what I want to say? And Joique, you don't know this. You're going to help me make my argument.
Okay.
Okay? You've lived in the media spotlight. You have been burned by the media spotlight. Okay? And by fans. They'll give you your roses during the honeymoon period. Mm-hmm. Are people going to feel this way if they go 4-13 and 5-12 the next 2 years? No, they won't. You know it. I know it. You know what people will say around here? You know what people will say around here?
What?
You know this. We should have seen this coming. I mean, this guy's a joke. He put on a Grand Prix helmet. He did. Yeah, that's the way people are. We're fickle. You lived it. I've heard you talk about it. They'll give you your roses when things are fine, right?
Yeah.
But when this team struggles, and guys, this team's going to struggle, okay? And it's by design. And I've said it for the 100th time.
But I think
I'm okay with it.
Sean, I think the true Lion fans will understand that we suck right now. But we're not going to say it, though. What we're going to say
I'm
is...
the bad guy for saying it.
Yeah.
Me and Caesar.
Yeah, for the next couple of years. But the thing is, we know where we're heading. Like, we know where we're going. We know where we are. And I'm not going to... We have probably the worst receiving core in the NFL. Point blank, period.
People are going to look at things to pick on, though.
Yeah,
it's just like Matt Patricia.
This is the first...
Matt Patricia just a couple of years ago was a hero around here.
Right, because it's been a transition. It's been a transition of not having a passing game to having a run game, and then not having a running game, and then having a pass game for the past 10 years. Well, we kind of had a running game when I played a little bit. We had a little bit, but and now it's to the point now where we're going to have to depend on our run game. We have to be a run-first offense.
They're going to struggle. I really wonder. I wonder if people are going to start picking at this stuff.
They can't pick at it because they know what he's walked into. Give him 2 years, and then going to the third year, then we can start making our accusations.
I've seen it far too many times. You know what's funny? I'm going to use Bob Quinn as an example. People thought it was
You
cool.
gave Bob Quinn 4 years, though.
I was absolutely, I believed in Bob Quinn. I'm calling myself out. But this is the point that I'm saying. People thought it was cool when Bob Quinn was sitting there with that serious look on his face, holding a baseball bat during the draft. People thought that was cool. That's a source of mocking now. People mock that. I mean, that's the way it is. If it doesn't succeed, people are going to turn on you. I mean, that's just the way that it is. And Dante, I'm with you. I'm totally fine with 4-13 and 5-12. I am, because I know there are bigger fish to fry and they're trying to do it the right way. But there is a segment of society, and if you don't believe me, Joique and I deal with these people every day that legitimately think, hi, Stick, this team is going 10-7 or 11-6 and has a chance for the playoffs. So people like that, and I'm not pointing the finger at Stick in regards to this, but people like that, when they go 5-12 and 4-13 or whatever the next couple of years, I wonder how many people will think it was funny that he put on a race helmet. I wonder how many people will think it's funny that he talked about biting kneecaps.
When is this?
When are you going to start biting kneecaps, huh?
Are you talking about in the first 2 years?
Games the last Sean, this guy's a joke. Get him out. You're going to hear that.
In the first 2 years?
Yes.
You're going to hear
That's the way people are.
I'm going to tell you, this is what I heard, and this is how I guess the attached people are from the Lions organization, that when we had draft night, and we're all down at Del Mar, downtown Detroit, go check it out. We were down there, and when we were able to snag Penei Sewell, I got about 4 or 5 phone calls. My IG DM went off. What do you think about this? We need to get a receiver. This is stupid. Why we, so I had a friend call me, and he's a big line. He said, I don't like the pick. What? I said, this is what we need. You're thinking about right now. I'm thinking about what we're going to need 2 to 3 years from now.
I couldn't agree. I love what Mark said here. Mark said the first year is a pass. The second year, there must be improvement. The third year is game on. That's the right mentality. That's what I've been trying to convey for literally 6 months now. So we're in June. I was talking about this in January. Dude, and like I said, if I have to be the bad guy, I'll be the bad guy. And if you're mad at me because I can't see how improved this team is, and they're going to win 11 games, then I'll be the bad guy. That's fine. But the reality of the situation is, those people that are in that camp, like your boy that called in and said, I can't believe we drafted Penny Sewell, not thinking of the long-term ramifications of this, those are the people that I really have to ask myself, because I've seen this play out so many times in the past, guys, that honeymoon period. I can't believe we hired this guy. I mean, what other coach? Could you imagine Bill Belichick going and standing in front of the media with a race car helmet on? That's the shit you hear. And so in that regard, I want to make this crystal clear. Corey, you're right. Lighten up, princess. That would be the first thing that I say to Joy. But the second thing that I would say to Joy is this. You kind of got a point. You wonder how many people are going to turn on him for some of the goofy things he did if the wins aren't there.
But if they are there.
What if they are there?
Yeah.
That's contradicting exactly what you just said, though. They're not going to be there the first couple of years.
No. I'm talking about 3 years from now. I'm not talking about this upcoming season. I don't think anyone is expecting the Lions to come out and just have a complete turnaround season to come out and win 11 games, except for the people that are detached from the Lions organization.
There are too many people like that we deal with on a daily basis, and quite frankly, I'm surprised that we haven't heard from them yet. I mean, seriously. I mean, we've lived it on this show.
They're falling back into the weeds.
Who was the one guy that was really mad at me? Do you remember? And I told him.
Was it D-Town?
Yeah,
D-Town.
I told him where he could stick it and all that. Hi, D-Town. There are hundreds of D-Towns that you're a hater, you're dumb, you can't see. It's all Dan Campbell's going to come in and wave a magic wand, and they're going to be a playoff team this year. How many of those people have we heard from?
And you know,
that's real.
I don't think it's just Dan Campbell.
Great.
Listen, I don't think it's just Dan Campbell. I think it's our whole coaching lineup that we just got. But what people need to realize, this is a player's game. This is not a coach's game. The coach is not out there making field.
And we ain't got the players.
We don't have the players right now. We don't have the players right now.
So that's why I wonder, and while none of us will be here 2 years from now, but it would be fun to see if we were here 2 years from now, how many people turn on some of Dan Campbell's antics if the wins aren't there. And if you don't think that happens, you're not paying attention. Of course it happens. It happens. How many coaches, this is exactly the guy that we needed. It happens all the time. Like in that regard.
Perfect example. Harbaugh.
Yes. Great example.
And you harped on that all the time.
I'm just waiting for Michigan fans to say you were right about him, and Brady Hoke for that matter. Brady Hoke, nobody wants to admit this. You will not find a Michigan fan, a single Michigan football fan, to admit, yeah, I thought Brady Hoke was the answer. Every article around here talked about Brady Hoke came home and they got their Michigan man. What happened after a couple of years? Do you know what people were talking about? Do you know why they weren't winning? He wasn't wearing a headset. That's real. That happened. I mean, you can pretend it didn't happen. You can.
Multiple people, just a couple.
But he went from being the ultimate hero and just wait, Buckeye, and just wait, Sparty, to within a couple of years, he was the butt of just about every joke. I mean, that's real. And that, Joique, that's a great point with Harbaugh. It took longer for Harbaugh because, I mean, this was after Brady Hoke. This was really it. But how many guys, think that Jim Harbaugh's got long-term success in Michigan? How many guys really think that today? And he's been the butt of a lot of jokes. I mean, let's be honest.
But they love him.
The media helps it out, too.
They love him, though.
Hi, quarterback whisperer.
They love him, though.
He can take any quarterback and pixie dust, and they're going to be great. Because he's the quarterback whisperer.
Yeah, but they lost their quarterback. He transferred, so.
Remember that quarterback he developed? Neither do I. All right, when we come back, one of the greats. I never liked the guy. Point blank. I'm telling you right now, I thought this guy was a fraud with a capital F. I think he's an incredible fraud, but you also got to tip your cap to the guy because he's a legend. We'll get into that when we come back. Woodward Sports.
I'm looking to bring on another HVAC tech right now.
We're recruiting 5 to 10 techs a month.
We're looking to grow and expand. Every new tech we hire is from Northwestern Tech.
The hands-on training is fantastic.
They're always my first call.
We love hiring Northwestern Tech grads.
They come out trained and ready to work.
Our program is only 10.5 months, and our next classes are starting soon. So why wait?
I'm looking to hire
a graduate of Northwestern Tech.
Northwestern Tech.
Northwestern Tech.
Yeah, just to put a capper on this, I think people have short memories and short attention spans. But I love what my boy Dave Hubbard said from The Butchery. People will look back at this kind of stuff and be like, I knew he wasn't about that. I hear it all the time. Guys, I've been in this business for 25 years. I've been a sports fan for as long as I can remember. I'm 50 years old. I've seen this more times you could shake a stick at. If the wins aren't there in a couple years, not all, but some fans will go, oh, we should have seen this coming. I mean, what other coach puts on a racing helmet? I mean, who else sits up there and barks about biting kneecaps and things like that? Guys, 2 years ago, people were still in love with Matt Patricia. En masse. It happens. This is a results-oriented business. And what's going to happen? What's that?
How people were still in love with Matt Patricia.
People, even after the first year.
I don't understand.
Even after the first year.
Great guy.
Can I use the example? I'm going to call myself out. We should have seen it coming. We should have seen it coming. Game one. To be that completely ill-prepared for a football team and a rookie quarterback. A rookie quarterback that sucked so bad that the team that drafted him to be their savior promptly traded him away just a few years later, and he laid him up. We should have seen it coming. We should have, but we didn't because we don't want to. We don't want to see when there's something bad in front of us. You don't want to see it. I'll go back to what our boy Caesar just said. Like, I firmly believe in society today, people love to be lied to. And you're never going to convince me otherwise.
Like you said.
They love to be lied to.
There's power in the truth.
There is. I mean, we don't. I almost went down that road. Art, you should be proud. I stopped myself. I was going to talk about the governor of our state, but I'm not going to talk about the governor of our state.
And the dictatorship that she shut down, and she went around it.
Now I'm going to do it because you have people like Joique who don't want to open up their eyes and realize that she did everything on her own.
Coach K!
I'm the bad guy. I'm the bad guy for pointing it out. Right. That's why, because they don't want to know the truth. They live in their little bubble, and they're happy in their little bubble.
Okay.
Coach K.
All right, Coach K.
I've always thought he was a fraud. Never liked Coach K. Why? I think he talks out of both sides of his mouth. More times, since Caesar's in the room, I love Coach K. Coach K is here. No, I think Coach K talks out of both sides of his mouth more times you can shake a stick at. There have been times in his career when Duke's having a tough time. Remember, he had some health issues, and he stepped away because he was having some health issues. Coincidentally, Duke was struggling. Remember this past year with the whole COVID thing? Yes, he didn't like this, and they shouldn't be playing. He didn't talk about that until Duke started struggling. So, I have an issue with stuff like that. I've always thought that Coach K, he came across as a phony to me. All right? But, legend. Absolute legend. I don't remember college basketball. Now, consider the source. I'm 92 years old. I don't remember.
Don't say that.
I don't remember. Yeah, people might believe it.
No. I'm serious. You said you were 72, and my grandmother called me the next day. Said, you got to take it easy on Sean. He's 72 years old. I said, Grandma, Sean is not 72. He's not 72. He said it on the show. Yeah, I know what I heard.
No. So the thing with Coach K, I don't remember college basketball without him in it. I don't. No. Like, seriously. It's incredible. So
the winningest coach in NCAA history, 1,092 wins.
We're gonna miss him. Can I tell you why? Because there are two people. Mm-hmm. There are people, and it appears like Caesar is one of them because the look he gave me, I have to go clean myself during the break. There are people that love Coach K, and there are people that hate Coach K and hate Duke. And so, therefore, he's been great for the game. When Duke's on, you watch.
You watch.
Especially in the tournament. Remember a couple of years ago when the Spartans knocked off Duke to go to the Final Four?
When did that happen? Because before him, it was what, Kansas and Kentucky?
I would say the late 80s, because they made that run in the early 90s where, if you remember, they beat UNLV. Well, they didn't beat UNLV. UNLV threw that to the bookies, but that's a story for a different day. Caesar, you and I could do a show on that. UNLV threw that to the bookies. I don't care what anybody says. That team was unbelievable. And then, remember, they beat Michigan. They beat the Fab Five. And I think it was around that time that people started the Duke disdain. I really do. I think people, it was almost like, oh, Duke's in it again. And then, unfortunately, what happens, you remember, I thought Jim Nantz had a chubby the entire game a couple of years ago for Duke, and in particular, its star player, Zion. Do you remember that? I mean, it was almost like, oh, yeah, and Michigan State's here. So when Michigan State knocked them off, that was the greatest. I mean, it was just because all they were doing is Duke and Zion and all that stuff. So I'm also cognizant of the fact, Joique, that's good for the sport. You need a villain. You need a villain, and I think Coach K and Duke has been the villain to a lot of people.
Well, if Coach K is a villain, you know who else is a villain?
Who?
Tom Izzo.
You think so?
No, I love Tom Izzo. Okay. I like Coach K. I like Coach K a lot. He's developed a lot of great players. I have nothing against him. I mean, what he's done to the game is, whenever a Duke game is on, I'm watching. That's point blank, period. Now, if they're ever playing against my beloved MSU Spartans, then no. I'm definitely with Tom Izzo. But if Coach K is retiring, how far is Tom Izzo behind him?
It's a great question. You know what blew my mind when I never realized that Coach K was as old as he is.
Yeah,
I had no idea. Because he looks so young. Like, look at him.
Yeah.
Right? Now, do you think that what kind of dye do you think he uses for his hair? Does he go with shoe polish or what?
No, it's Bosley.
How?
I don't know.
How do you?
It's Bosley's.
That's not his hair. Look how fake that is.
That's Bosley's.
That is not his hair.
That is.
That's not his hair at 76 years old.
Yes, it is.
There is no way.
In full transparency, it's an older photo. I made the graphic. I grabbed the one of the iconic him cutting the net off. So that was.
That is not his hair at 76 years old. But his hair looks like that today.
What year was that when he took that picture?
I will say, Sean, jealousy doesn't look good on you. Oh.
But Sean, you're
Coach
50.
K's like 50 years older than me, and I'm grayer than him. That's not his real hair color. I just want to know where he gets it dyed, so when it comes time to start dyeing my hair, see all that gray on the side?
Weapon
I
if
know
it isn't
what
dyed,
not to use.
Listen, weapon if it's not dyed, but it's a toupee.
If it's a toupee,
Yeah.
then it's one of the worst toupees I've ever seen. That's not his real hair.
That is his real hair. I have close sources. I agree. So
look at that. Come on. Do you know another 76-year-old man with jet black hair?
Yes.
I don't have jet black hair. See?
Sean,
look at all the salt in there.
Sean, you're 92, remember?
Look at all the like seriously, look at all the salt. I got a lot of salt in my hair.
Huh. But you're a redhead though.
In here, yeah. That used to be red.
Yeah.
All right, whatever. All right, but we're like, all jokes aside, complete legend. College basketball is going to miss a guy like Coach K.
Definitely.
I mean, no doubt about it. He was a guy that I loved to hate.
I'm going to give you this. Tom Izzo is going on his, 37th year. So he's almost been there for a decade. Now, Coach K has been with Duke for over 4 decades. Tom Izzo is right around there. I think he's like 3 years behind. Started off as an assistant coach from 1983 to 95 and became the head coach in 95. And I don't see him. What? Why are you laughing, Sean?
Because Mark brought up something funny. Sorry. I got to read the text.
You got to read the text.
He said Coach K and Steven Seagal use the same hair products.
But no, I don't. But like when I look at Tom Izzo, I look at his coaching style now, how he's dealing with the boys. I don't know how much longer he's going to be the head coach at MSU.
You know the thing you have to remember, I mean, like all jokes aside, Coach K's 74 years old, okay? Now, I don't know about you. I told you, you know what I'm going to be doing at 74, God willing? I am going to be alone, probably smoking something, and the happiest day in my life is when I take this phone and throw it out in the middle of the lake, and I'm just done. I'm done. Like, seriously, when I retire, I'm going to retire. I'm gonna enjoy life.
Why would you throw your phone out?
Because I'm done with people. I've told you that. I've admitted to that.
Well, listen to me, Sean. Listen to me, Sean.
Yes.
You're not done with people because you admitted to that. And when I said, "Oh, we're not going to have the barbecue," oh no, we can still do this.
Yeah, you guys can come up to my house. If you show up, I'll have a barbecue. But you're not getting. Yeah, you're not.
You can't do that, Sean. You know why?
Yes, I can.
No, you know why not? You know why? You're contradicting yourself.
Why?
Because you said you're going to have a timer up, and when that timer goes off, everybody's out. So if we come after that timer, we're not invited.
You can come over. If you show up, I'll make something for you. But listen to me right now. I'm done with people.
How about this? How about you change your number and delete all the sports apps off your phone? No one has.
Why would I do? Hey, I want to talk to people, but I'm not going to pay attention to sports. It's the opposite way around. I don't want to talk to people anymore. I'm done.
You just want to watch sports.
Yes, I didn't smoke meat. But all jokes aside, to your point, Coach K's 74 years old. Like, he's going to be 75 when he retires next winter. Tom Izzo's 66. You're not a young sprite man anymore. I mean, like, what if Coach Izzo wakes up and he wants to be me? You know what? I heard you talking about that. I don't want to deal with this crap anymore. You know what? I'm gonna stay at home with Lupe and I'm gonna smoke some meats and make some wings.
I'm thinking. I mean, at what point in your career will you look up and you say, you know what? I'm giving a lot of my life to this sport, and now I'm ready to move on to the next chapter. But at what point is it? Are you still doing it for the love of the game? Are you doing it for the power? Are you doing it because you love the interaction with the young man that you're developing? At what point do you say, okay, I've done my part, let's move on?
Isn't that what we all jokes aside though, isn't that what we all strive for? Like even like I'm going to use young Kennedy as an example, right? Young Kennedy, do you ever think 50 years from now when like you're done, you just want to chill out when you're done, right? Like I'm done. Like I know you're right at the beginning of your career and everything, but don't you yearn for that day where you can call your own number, you can say, if I want to do this, I'm going to do it, and if I don't want to do it, well then, gosh damn it, I'm not going to do it. Yeah. Isn't that what we all yearn for?
I have genuinely never thought about being old. My friends and I, like seriously, my friends and I talk about it all the time. We're like, we didn't even think about being 21. I'm 22 now, but before we never even pictured ourselves at 21, and we just all assumed we'd be dead. I don't know why. But we didn't even think we'd make it to 21, so I can genuinely tell you I have no idea what my plan is for 50 years from now. I'm just rolling with the punches, let me tell you.
Hey, listen, Kenny Rogers and Bob Seger are special guests on Full House. Go watch that.
Leave me alone.
What do you mean? But the idea of being able to do what you want, though, right? I mean, that's like, this is what I want to do, I'll do it. I don't want to do that, I don't want to do that. I mean, you think about that, right?
Yeah.
That's retirement to me. That's what, when I'm retired, that's like, and it's not that far away. I can see it. Yeah.
Stop it, Papa Sean. You're not going anywhere.
I mean, but you know what I'm saying? Like that, like for real. Like no. Yeah, it's like I can see it. I got maybe 5 years, maybe 9, at the most 9, but then I'm done. I'm done.
I always said that I never wanted to see myself wrinkle or get gray, so I want to die by like 42. Because I don't want to see myself that way ever. I'll be so ugly, and I'll get shorter. I'm 5 foot now. When you get older, you get even shorter. I will be like
she's not
4'8".
So
she's
you're
not
middle
wrong
age.
there.
So you're middle age.
Yeah,
I'm
out at 42.
No, you're middle age right now.
I'm middle-aged, yeah.
Yeah, you're gonna start getting grays like when you're 30.
I've plucked a few grays already. I'm freaking out.
You don't pluck them.
Kennedy's favorite movie is Logan's Run.
They can make a bunch.
Anybody Anybody get that
That's
reference? Not one person, just one person. Tell me you get the Logan's Run. So in Kennedy's world, I died 9 years ago.
No, I'm not saying you have to. I'm just saying I want to be taken out by then because I don't want to watch it happen to me.
It's going to happen now. Oh, it's going to happen. Because you're going to have children, so you know.
No, I'm not.
Huh?
I've always said I'm not having kids.
I remember a guy that did that too.
Yeah, me too. It'll never happen to me.
He was a good dude.
Great dude.
About 21 years old.
I told my dad yesterday, I said, this IUD's staying in for life, baby. You're not getting grandkids out of me.
You know what's funny? I know somebody who got pregnant off of that.
Bye.
The guy I knew was bright-eyed, bushy-tailed, and thought that he was embarking on something really fun. And
come back.
I sit at Woodward Sports today.
Did you hear that? Did you hear that, Sean?
No.
She got you call it IUD?
Yeah.
So you got the IUD, but you're celibate.
Yeah.
Okay, so why do you have that?
Kennedy, you're right. You do shrink, though.
Yeah.
You're not.
You know what it is?
I was 6'1". I was 6'1", and now I'm just above 6 foot. I lost about 3/4.
You know why? Because you got to start doing yoga and realign your spine.
You know what it is? Gravity. Yeah. I eat too much meat. Sinks me down. By the time I want to eat so much meat in retirement, I'm going to be 5'1". I'll be shorter than Kennedy. I'm going to walk around like one of those weebles. I'll wobble, but I won't fall down.
Anyway, stay tuned.
I am going to be so fat. I'm just telling you, right? Like, I am going to be a house. I am going to be... People are... Like, I'm going to rent a room for Art. I'll find you right under here underneath my... I'm going to eat and eat and eat and eat.
Yeah.
I'm going to be a house.
So big, you got to wake up in sections.
All right, so when we come back, this was a great idea from Kennedy. It's a Flashback Friday.
It's OG FriYAY.
How many yays do I say, Kennedy? One? FriYAY.
FriYAY. Just one.
Don't go anywhere. Woodward Sports.
Hi, I'm David Hall from Hall Financial. And at Hall Financial, we treat our clients like family. And our number one priority is giving each of our clients 5-star service. Our passion for 5-star service, combined with our expertise, allows us to find the best possible solution for refinancing your home loan. We take the time to focus on both the individual and the numbers. We're going to walk you through the process and close your loan in half the time of our competition. Go to davidhallmortgage.com today.
Do me a favor. These guys are having a conversation during the break, and they're talking about, some of the people over 50 that look good. And the one thing that I noticed is they didn't bring me up, and now I'm completely offended at that.
Look, we were only naming women. We were only naming women.
But,
we were only naming women.
You mentioned a name, and anytime I hear the name, there's one thing that I want you guys to be sure of one thing. I do not ever want you to be fooled by the rocks that she's got. Because she's still Jenny from the block. She used to have a little, but now she has a lot. That's one of the worst songs that's ever been created in the history of man. And then you know what? 20 years later, I get to watch her and Ben Affleck look like two idiots all over again. It's 2002.
Where did this come from? So Flashback Friday.
Flashback Friday.
Little guy playing the flute. It's the worst song I've ever heard.
It was 2001, 2 when that song dropped. That was a long time ago.
So Kennedy came up with this idea. It's called FriYAY. FriYAY. This was a Flashback Friday. Kennedy, what is the origins of this? Because yesterday, so there are two different text messages that come to our phone. There's the Woodward Sports Network text messages that come to my phone that I pay zero attention to. And I'm not joking. You think I'm joking? Joique, you can vouch for this. There were over 100 texts last night just from the basketball game alone. It was embarrassing. It was like, and you know what? The only one that I read, and Fish, I read yours. Because when you chimed in on the conversation last night, I was like, oh, a Fish is chiming in. I have to read what Fish said.
That must have been the wrong one. I didn't say anything
Yeah,
yesterday.
you did, because you know what they said? They said, say that on the show tomorrow, Fish. Do you remember? It was your Fish Facts.
Yeah.
And so Joey said, make sure you say this on the show tomorrow. Do you remember?
No.
Okay,
sure.
but you did. All right, so good. So we get that group message, the Woodward Sports, and I delete it. That's real. But then when Kennedy or Joique or Art send a message, It comes across as, let's see if I still have it up on my phone.
Baligian and Bell.
Yeah, it just says Baligian and Bell. I pay attention to that because it's related to the show and everything. So Kennedy yesterday afternoon said, hey, can you guys send me a couple of pictures when you were younger? So what I did is I picked one when I was like 20, and then I picked one when I was like 5. And is that what we're going with? I don't know why she asked me to do this.
Kenny, you just went on my IG and pulled one off, right?
Oh, we have a good one for you, Mr. Joique Bell.
Yeah, no, we grabbed one for you because you didn't send one. It's not our job to get your prep.
So...
Yes, it is.
No, it isn't. It's your job to prep for the show. It's literally your job to prep for the show. Yeah. I mean, I know sending a picture is hard, but, you know, we got one for you. Don't worry about it. We got you covered.
So are we doing mine first?
Yeah, let's start with Sean.
All right, so this is 20-year-old Sean and like 5-year-old Sean.
Oh, look at that.
Look at that flow. Gosh, that hair is
and I
beautiful.
saw that in the text. I'm like, who sent this picture of Sean?
That hair is beautiful. Gosh, I wish I had the guts to grow it back, and then I could use shoe polish like Coach K. And then there's little Sean. Look at that. That's 1872. My dad just finished the log cabin.
But I like how it is. It is in that like old-timey sepia type of...
You know what, though? Really and truly, that was you know how it has the... Back in the day, it would have the date of the picture on the picture.
Yep.
That was from February of 76.
Young guy.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, that was February of 76. All right, young Kennedy.
So this is my first ever horse show. I was riding a little horse named Bugger. And you can see on the picture that my feet don't reach the stirrups. They don't do that now sometimes, but so I'm just kind of dangling. But I thought it was cute.
And then next up is going to be mine when I was in karate.
Oh, okay, they saving mine because it's more than likely not going to be a picture of me.
Look at Art ready to beat ass.
You're the best around. No one's ever gonna. You know what? You do look like Karate Kid, Art. Look at him. Little Daniel LaRusso.
Yeah. You know what's funny? The next picture is not going to be a picture of me. It's going to be a picture of somebody else. But go ahead, play it.
All right, so this is a picture of Art.
Is Joique?
Well, playing that.
Oh, no, that's not Joique. Hang on. This is Joique. There we go. There we go. So there's Joique. Thank you for sending me your photo, Joique.
No problem.
The hair is immaculate. The hair is...
You know what, though? I was 3 when I got that cut off.
Yeah.
I don't know. You know what? So I don't have any really kids photos because our house got burned down when I was a kid, so it took away all of our, like, the photos of me. So I have, like, a select few that my grandmother had.
Aww.
And so this is one of them. Yeah, this is one of them. But, you know, if you guys want to see a real picture of I was young, do a zoom in.
I cannot believe that you guys photoshopped that.
That's Justin
You
for
see that?
it. He's
Zoom in for
amazing.
me. That's a picture of me when I was like 4. I know I had to be about 6. Little Joique.
Little Joique.
Little Joique. That's me right there.
Little Joique.
Yep. Yeah.
And look at him now.
Look at me now. I still got the same. You know, I grew into my head. I had a big head when I was a kid. Had a huge head.
Some people would say you still got a big head.
You know what? They would. You didn't have. For her. But you know what though? You're right. They would.
Mm-hmm.
I can't believe that just happened. I mean, the person you least suspect to.
Bessie.
I
said some people. I didn't say
There
I
better
thought
be a
that.
new-
I was staring at Art's face when he said that he had a big head.
There better be a new Bessie conversation. I think Caesar's in the back room going, I can be a Bessie.
No. She threw me a layup.
Yeah.
That was a layup. That was a layup, right? That was a layup. It was ooh. I took it and I made it work.
See, and you know what's
Period.
funny? I was just talking nice about this guy today. How dare me? How dare me?
Ooh.
This is why I'm done with people because you know just this very morning I was talking about how much I like Mikey TikTok, and there's Mikey TikTok taking shots at me. Sean, how long did you have to sit to have that photo taken? 5 or 10 minutes. How good was technology in 1840? See, Mikey,
You know what
you
though?
are the reason why I'm done with people one day. I like just this very morning. You know I had a conversation. Were you here when I said
was
it to
here.
Mike? I said,
you said you wasn't gonna say it on the show.
Mike, I'm cool with you, Mike. Not no more. There it is. I can't trust anybody. Can't trust a damn
You
person.
can trust me, Sean.
Mike, you taking shots at me like that, Mike? I don't need that. I did have to sit for 10 minutes. It was hard on my ankles. My dad was like, "You're an ankle bender," and I was like, "Dad, I'm bending my ankles. I have to take that picture." So to answer the question, yes,
I like
that's good.
I want to get into the Jay Cutler.
Okay.
All right. So Jay Cutler and his wife are going through a nasty divorce right now, right? And right now, he's asking for 50% of her business. Although he made over $122 million. But I want people to understand, he's not making that money no more. She might be the breadwinner, and they're divorcing now, so he's entitled to it. He's entitled. If the roles were reversed, would it be wrong?
You are absolutely positively right in that regard.
If the roles were reversed,
I think he looks like a complete douchebag. I do. I think he looks like a complete douchebag, but I agree with you. If the roles were reversed, we would be talking about what a horrible human Jay Cutler was because he wasn't sharing half of his empire with Kristen Cavallari?
Yeah,
Cavalier?
Yeah,
Cavallari?
Cavallari.
It's a hockey reference.
It's Cavallari, Sean.
Thank you. Appreciate it. No, Joique, I agree with you. I mean, listen.
True.
This is both things can be true. I think he looks like a douchebag.
Yeah.
I do. I think he looks like a douchebag.
Yeah.
But
when we come back.
Is he entitled to it?
Yeah, when we come back, let's talk about it. Sean Baligian, Joique Bell, and this is the Baligian the Bell Show.
Morning, Art. Morning, D-Mac.
Bridge Street Exchange, downtown Fenton. I'm trying to find me a shirt. Ooh, look at these swimming shorts. What are you doing over there, Stick?
I'm trying to find me a drink. Ooh, look at these bonfire bitters.
Ready for summer.
Let's go.
So, welcome back. Hi, how are you? I thought that, unfortunately, I have been following the exploits of Jay Cutler and Kristen Cavallari.
Mm-hmm.
Did I say it right? Cavallari?
Yeah.
All right. I have been following the exploits of Jay Cutler and Kristen Cavallari, and it's for a very strange reason, okay? Because Jay Cutler is living the life that Sean Baligian wants to live. And I will live one day. I will. Like, my life is going to consist of, I'm going to have a farm. Sawyer's going to work on my farm for me and provide security. I'm going to hunt. I'm going to fish. I'm going to hunt. Then I'm going to fish.
And then you're going to smoke.
And then I'm going to take a nap. And then when I hunt and fish, when I get enough food, I'm going to smoke it. But that is like...
What are you hunting then?
All jokes aside, that's going to be my life. You want to go up north?
No, I'm asking you a question. Have you ever smoked venison?
I have not. I need to smoke venison. I've cooked venison because, the thing with venison is, you well know, you have to go very low and slow. Like, sometimes people don't, like... If you screw up venison, you screw up venison. It's a little bit like lamb to me. If you go too far with lamb, you ruined it. If you get a good medium rare for a lamb chop, it's as good as anything you'll eat. My one man's opinion. It's just my taste buds. But I have followed this because part of the reason, if you go back to the origins of why they divorced, and you can read this, she said he doesn't want to do anything. He wants to be a dad. He wants to hunt. He wants to fish. He's got this giant property in Tennessee, and all he wants to do is stay at home. To me, it's like, that's heaven. Are you kidding me? That's absolute. Wait a second. I don't.
So you have an introvert with an extrovert wife. How does that work? Do you let her just go out with your friends, go travel with your friends?
You know how it works in divorce. Like, really?
No, but it's always a...
Honey, will you fly to L.A. with me this weekend?
What happened to that golden age?
Not.
Sean, what happened to that golden age? What happened to that golden age of love? Where when you're together for 50-plus years, does that still exist? Does that still exist? Now, I will give credit. My sister got married at 19.
God bless her.
At 19 years old. With a guy she graduated with.
That's awesome.
And
They're still married?
Still married to this day, going on 15 years.
Wow.
Now, that's not, I don't see that. That is the so I'm friends with a lot of people that are married. And everyone that I know, except for her, has said, if you can wait. It's not something you just want to hop into. And then I had a friend who just got a divorce, who just got a divorce a while back, and he said that I don't know anyone my age that's married that's happy. He knew no one. And I said, well, I know one or two, but out of all my 30-plus friends that might be married, or people I know that might be...
Art and I are moving in together, actually. We're going to be the new odd couple. Art and I are going to get our own place, and you know what we're going to do? We're going to hunt and fish.
Reminds me of Anchorman.
Yeah,
me used to get a place up north when all this stuff settled down.
My sweet brick. Art is going to be my sweet brick. I mean, that's what's going to happen. No, you're absolutely right.
Look like brick.
You know what, Art or Joique? You know what? Now that I think about it, I have. Let's see. Steve has been 27 years. Yeah, I know one. I know one that's been longer than me. One. All my friends have either. I have a bunch of friends that never got married. I really do. I have a lot of friends that never got married.
Yeah.
And then I have a bunch of friends who have been married and been divorced.
Okay.
Like so, my buddy Steve. Shout out to Steve. He's been. It'll be 27 this year. 27 years this year, and I'll be 24 this year. I'll be 24 this year. So yeah, you're right. It's and as Steve said, it sounds like a great life. That's like honestly, well, you know what's real? People do grow apart. That's real.
Yeah.
And that's why I'm not going to be judgmental. If like one day you wake up and like I'll use me as an example. I'm not joking. When I'm done, I'm done. Like that's not like it's not a joke. When I'm done, I'm done. I'm not going to any more dinner parties. I'm not going to, hey, we have this event that you have to go to. Fuck off. I'm not doing it. When I'm done, I'm done. That is not an exaggeration. That is not a bit. I'm done. And I'm going to live life the way that I want to live life. Do you want to go see the kids this weekend? Nah. Those little bastards can come visit me.
You know what's hilarious?
No.
No. I'm not going to say his name. So it's another player who retired. And his kids live with him, and we were doing an event together one day, and he said that, sometimes I just want the kids to get out, just move, get out of the house, he said I need that. I can't say his name. I need the. Just go. like he was disgusted. Just get out of my house.
When it's good for me, I'll go visit them, and when it's not good for me, I'm just going to say no. I'm going to be out in the lake all day, right? And they're more than welcome to visit anytime. I'll cook for them. They get a free pass.
I'm going to tell you what it's going to be, Sean. Yeah. This is what it's going to be for Sean. He's going to have those grandkids, and when you're going to have those grandkids, and it's going to change your whole perspective on. I don't want to be around.
That's real. That's
real. But it's not going to be until then.
You're right. I stand correct. I watched it with my father.
Yeah.
I would routinely say to my dad, "Who are you?" Like I would go, "Take that mask off, you imposter. Bring my father back."
It's different.
And he would just laugh and giggle because it would be goo 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 goo, and I was like, "I never saw goo 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 goo. I don't know what is goo 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 goo. I never saw it from him."
Because you know what it is?
What? I was a moron, and my kids are good kids.
No. Because with grandparents, it's different from parents, and I'm gonna give you an example. When you become a parent. Right? When you become a parent, there's no return label. But when you're a grandparent, you can return the child. Here you go.
Yeah.
I got my fix. Be back in another week.
So is Jay Cutler, is he wrong to ask for half the business? Well, part of his mentality is, hey, listen, you kind of became a bigger who you are.
Because of me.
Because of my brand. Because people knew who I was.
No, so, what it was, and also he would go on to interviews and say, hey, I own half of this business. And he has interviews with him saying that, and that's kind of something that he's using in the court as well to kind of plead his case. Now, for people who don't know, it's a lifestyle and fashion company called Uncommon James. So go look it up, take a look at it. This is more promotion for them. But go take a look at it. So Do I think he's entitled to it? Yeah, he is entitled to it.
We'll get your thoughts
when we come back. Stay tuned.
Ever since Corey's been wearing this LeBron James jersey around the network, it's been falling down a lot. And you know, really, that's it. Dan Campbell is gonna be the man for the Lions. Don't you agree, Corey? I didn't even touch you.
Yeah, it's interesting. I think Joique brought this point up earlier. I think if it's the female asking for half of what the male did, Bill Gates or whatever, I think society sometimes sits back and goes, well, yeah, that's right. That's, you know, what's his name? Bezos. You know, his wife took Pesos. His wife took half of what, I mean, some of the numbers were staggering. But I think today, a lot of people look at this and go, Jay Cutler, you made so much money. And late in his career, he was openly stealing money. I mean, remember he was supposed to join Fox, and then he got that one last big contract with the Miami Dolphins. And I mean, it just complete mail-in. Licked the envelope, licked the stamp. He got, and I forget what the number was. I apologize. It was like a $27 million contract, something like that. And people, Jay, you got more money than you'll know what to do with in 3 lives. And to me, it's like, well, that's not the point. If I legitimately help my wife get her multi-billion-dollar business off the ground, yeah, I'd want to cut too.
I would argue that he didn't, though.
Why would you argue that?
Because...
How?
Listen, they had a reality TV show together, right? It wasn't called Very Cutler. It was called Very Cavallari, because she was already a reality star.
All right, so...
And then she started the business from the show. And the whole show was them
what I'm saying is, when he said that he owned 50% of the company, why didn't she argue that right then and there? Then and there.
When did that happen?
He said in multiple interviews that he owned 50% of the company.
I mean, I'm sure she probably borrowed a little bit.
All right.
A small loan, as Donald Trump likes to say.
I'm not going to say, but what she said is that he didn't give a dime towards the startup of the company. That was the argument, that he didn't give a dime.
Interesting.
All right.
I'm just saying that I watched her on E build most of it, and it seemed like he was kind of at home most of the time, taking care of the barn and such.
All right, but he was a part of the show, correct?
Yeah, but but people are arguing that her fame is because of him, but she already had her own, and thus that was why the reality TV show that blew up was her name, not his.
This is the worst reason. Like, it has to be more to the story than he wants to stay at home. Like, what's the reason for her saying, you know what, I don't want to be with you no more because you want to be a good husband. I don't want to be with you anymore.
I don't know what was going on in there.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? But that's what I'm saying. Like, he doesn't want to do anything. He wants to stay at home. He wants to hunt. He wants to fish. He wants to, play with the kids. He wants to be a father. He's been dealing with media.
I'm not saying that's a bad thing.
But what I'm saying is, if that's what he wants to do, and you want to divorce me for being a good husband, all right, go ahead, do your thing, but give me what's mine.
He already made $60 million.
If the roles were flipped.
If the roles were flipped, she wouldn't have been in the NFL.
Huh?
She wouldn't have been in the NFL.
No. Say she had that same amount of money, and the roles were reversed, and they got a divorce, right? Is it wrong for her to come at him and say, listen, I know I made $120 million, but I need my 50% of that show too? Would that be wrong? Would that be wrong?
I personally wouldn't do it, but...
Kennedy, but the point that I understand your point, but Jay Cutler was also part of that show.
Right.
Like, the Jay Cutler brand was in that show.
In the show, but not in the business. He's not taking...
Well, it depends on who you talk to.
The show was paying him and her, but the brand was separate from the show.
Do you think the brand was helped out by Jay Cutler at all?
Not really. I think the show mostly followed Kristen and her jewelry business.
Because
he was
why?
just in it sometimes.
But why? Because just this little cameo?
Yeah. You think NFL fans were watching fucking Very Cavallari?
Hold on.
They weren't. It was dumbasses like me.
Can I interject?
You saw Jay Cutler in it though.
Can I interject real quick? Because I was getting ready to go. I was gonna go to Toast. I was gonna get my corned beef hash, but then she come with these hot takes. You want to die at 40, Bob Seger and Bob Cooley, all this stuff. Let me put my glasses up. Let me look at you. That is the most ridiculous hot take. I don't want to channel my inner Kevin Samuels right now, but y'all want equality until it's time to be equal. Right. Women, I was just saying this off camera. I would never ever get married again. That is why right there. Y'all want equality, so
when it's beneficial.
She couldn't play an NFL game in her life, but if they was married, she's get to half. It don't matter whose show it was, whose name was on it. They married. Hey. They make that money while they're married.
Jake brings
up what happened with Brittany Garner, married from the WNBA, got married, and then they divorced, and she had to pay child support.
And she can't even. I'm gonna leave that one alone. I don't want to get Woodward Sports canceled.
But equality.
Jake,
don't get married, Kennedy.
Equality, then WNBA players would be making the same as NBA players.
No, it's not. No, it's not.
Dang, hot takes galore.
Listen, if women want equality, then just go play in the NBA. Go make the NBA team.
Let me go do that.
Go make the team.
Nothing.
This is y'all show. I don't want to jump in too much.
No.
Can I answer that?
Go Caesar.
Yes.
Okay, once again, equality. Equality means you get equal chance. The WNBA has equal chance. First of all, y'all are getting more chances than the NBA got itself. There was no other league supporting the NBA. The WNBA is supported by the NBA. You get like $10 million a year. They add you in their TV contracts, the TV deals, the sponsorships, and all that other stuff. The fact that the WNBA cannot develop enough ratings to increase its own money means that you got to deal with whatever money you got. Like, there's no other, like, to suggest that they should get as much money or the same percentage is ridiculous. Yell
at the corporations.
Yeah.
Why aren't you supporting the WNBA?
Because they're not a good product.
That's where the money comes from. But let's be honest.
But they sponsor good products. The more content you create, the more people watch, the more money you get, the more money you generate. That's why the NBA has as much money as it does.
Bringing it back to the topic at hand, though, Jake says she made the company after they were married, so I don't think a prenup comes into play. Then Hugs on YouTube says another fact is that if the business was created when they were married, it's usually considered a joint effort. Yes. She'd take his millions made playing football if she had $0.
1,000%. And she was never in the NFL. She was never on the shows or anything like that. I mean, that's like, again, and I'm not being PC when I say this. If I had millions of dollars from my NFL contract, I would tell her good luck with your business and go about my day and go hunting and fishing.
Right, and that's what I'm saying.
That's what I would do. Yeah. But is he entitled to it? Yeah. Absolutely he is.
Sure, I just still think he's an asswipe for doing it.
Jay Cutler is a hero.
Yeah.
Oh,
Jay Cutler is a hero. I'm saying it.
Hey, give it. Why is he a hero?
Over this. And you
Listen.
Hold on.
Jay Cutler is walking so I can run.
Huh?
That's what he's doing. He's walking so I can run. That's what he's doing right now.
And I'm telling you right now, Caesar is talking from experience.
Man.
He's speaking from experience. His experience is different from your experience.
Listen, I don't want to die at 40. Like 40 is like 3 years away from me, so like let's keep it going. But Jay Cutler is a hero. I have never wanted a Jay Cutler jersey so bad.
Jay Cutler's like seriously, Jay Cutler's a bad dude because he wants to stay on his farm with his kids and hunt and fish.
What's wrong with that?
That's our society today.
I was just saying though, you tell me. You don't even know why they're getting divorced. The only thing that came out is that. That's all I'm saying.
Came out as what?
On the reason I'm getting a divorce.
Those are her words. Why they're getting divorced?
That was her words.
He's lazy.
Say it again.
She said he's lazy and all he wants to do is stay home and hunt and fish and take care of the kids. Those were her words, not mine.
And you can easily do that with $60 million.
Sean, you 100%.
Okay, what's wrong with that?
With much less.
So who initiated the divorce?
Probably Kristen, right?
All right then. So give it up. You want out? You got to pay.
Sean's right though. Like, listen.
Am I in the shoes? Am I going to take her money? Probably not.
No.
You know, probably not. But he's not wrong. So to call him a jerk for having his rights.
You could do it.
So he's going to be a jerk for. So it's a guy who carry a. Now this is something different. Like this is something different. But like you can't. He's not doing anything wrong. He's entitled to that. Legally, he's entitled. So why not go for it if he's legally?
But there's plenty of things that are
morally
that aren't morally correct.
He's morally correct
yes.
too.
Do you know what I would do? All jokes aside.
Oh my God.
Do you know what I would do? All jokes aside. How much is this company worth? Let's throw a number out there. Let's say it's worth $800 million.
Okay.
I would say.
How much is it worth?
I heard that she makes like 20 mil off of it a year, and it hasn't been up and running.
How much is it?
So she makes about 20 million a year.
Okay, it makes $20 million a year.
All right.
If I'm entitled to half, I would say I could legitimately take $10 million. I could legitimately take $10 million, and we're talking about a year moving forward. You write me a check for $20 million, and you'll never hear from me again.
Okay.
You get the rest of it. You get the rest of it forever. That's what I would do. And you know what? I could stretch $20 million out. I know I could for the rest of my days. Set up a nice.
All I'm saying is that if he wants half every year or whatever, then he better be fucking busting his ass. And
No. Did you bust your butt when I was working playing ball? Give me the lifestyle you wanted, huh? Would she have that TV? Hold up. My question is, would she have that TV show?
I got you, Sean.
Huh?
I'm going fishing.
Go fish. You hear what I'm telling you? Huh, Kennedy? When I was playing, hold up, do you get that TV show if you're not married to me?
Before he was playing ball, she had her own reality TV show. She already had that life.
Hey, Mike, get your daughter.
That's why she was on the show.
Mike,
come get your daughter.
Mike, get your daughter, man.
You don't get a reality show from being broke. You don't.
You ain't broke. Give up that money.
Time out. Flavor Flav had multiple seasons of his show. Listen.
Oh, that was a great show, too.
It was a great show, actually.
Flavor
I
of
miss
Love?
it. Yes. Yeah. No, listen. This is the most. First of all, what school did you go to?
Butler.
Your teachers are proud. Listen.
Hell yeah, they are.
This is the most ridiculous thing I've ever heard in my life because we're only having this conversation because it's a dude. The whole thing is, well, he has money. That ain't stopped no woman ever in the history of ever.
That's funny.
I would
When
argue
Bill Gates,
that if Kim Kardashian took half of what Kanye makes, I would say that's fucking ridiculous
No,
too.
look at Bill Gates.
She's got
Hold
enough
up.
money.
Look at Bill Gates. He divorced his wife, gave her $35 billion.
Okay.
She
helped, didn't she?
Here's the other thing, though. If there's role reversal, if this was the exact opposite situation, the man would be lucky if he gave away only 50%.
Man,
like
alimony, child support,
alimony, child support. Who's paying child support?
Well, no. Now, child support is different. I will say from experience.
Alimony.
Hey, let him talk from experience.
Yeah, child support is different. It's based on who makes the most money and who spends the most time with the child in Michigan.
Yeah, that's in Michigan.
But here's
it's
the
a formula here. There's no cap here, just so you guys know.
Yeah,
there's no cap.
Fish makes a great point though, and he said this yesterday. Give them 25%. So give Jay 25% instead of 50.
No, he wants his whole 50.
I'm done with this conversation.
No, but listen, no. When I walked out, can I tell you why I walked out? Like dead seriously. I want you to think about this. I'm going to use me as an example. I have busted my ass working with some of the worst humans in the history of mankind, media members. Okay? And I've done this for years, and then what you're telling me, now that I'm done, I can't live life the way I want to live it. I want you to think about that for a second. Jay Cutler lived his life getting crushed by people. Crushed, okay?
Crushed, yeah.
Physically crushed. And destroyed by people like me in the media who called him lazy and said the guy should take better care of himself. And pictures of cigarettes in his mouth.
Making
and all that
jewelry's
stuff.
harder.
And this is and so what you're saying now that I'm done, now that like I have physical ailments that will affect me for the rest of my days, I can't live life the way that I want to live life. That's fucked up.
Equality.
I'm sorry. That's what it is.
Can I ask a question though? Because I don't have the money that he has, right? So I still have to work. But if I had the money he had, you might not ever see me again. I would turn into Howard Hughes. Like I would build a basketball court. I have a pool. I have a bowling alley. I would have a movie theater. A go-kart track. You wouldn't putt golf in my backyard. You would never see me again amongst
Caesar's
people.
moving in with us, Art.
Yep, there you go.
See that? Caesar, that's what you just said.
Yeah.
That's what I'm doing soon.
Yeah.
And I mean, no disrespect to you guys.
No.
I'm just going to, one day you're going to see me and I'm going to go later, guys, and you go, where's Sean? And you're never going to see me again.
You might see me at the grocery store.
Maybe, and I'll be nice. Hey, Caesar, you want to come over? What are you in the mood for? You want some ribs? I'm going to make some ribs. I got some brisket.
I want some of that venison. But
I'm done. Yeah, I'm done. That's it.
I never had it. So
here's another thing to consider, too, from Hugs on YouTube.
Chicken ribs, fish.
She never had more than 610,000 viewers. Most episodes were in the 300 to 400,000 range. So Listen, I get Kennedy's point 100%, but I also understand how things work, and when it comes to marriage and when it comes to paying child support, it's a very unfair system. I'm just being honest. That's coming from someone who shells out money. So, Joique, you know, right?
Yeah. I like Kennedy.
Dave can move in with us too. Dave said, "I want to live at the compound. Ship the groceries in." Okay, Dave, you can cook.
Instacart.
You're like Dave. You're our chef.
Yeah.
I'll leave you alone. Do whatever the hell you want.
Baligian Wood Sports.
Yeah, except nobody's going to watch because there's going to be nothing to watch because I'm not doing a damn thing.
No, you're on a 12-hour shift.
I'm done.
I'm gonna tell you.
I'm done.
I'm gonna tell you the best time to watch Sean, if he allows the cameras in, is if he's watching the Maple Leafs in the playoffs.
Wrong team, Joique Canadians. Fuck the Leafs.
He's right about that, but it's when they're playing that series. Hey, can I come and watch a game? No, you can't come and watch a game.
Sean, what's the thing? 1967, bitch.
Yeah, that's what that other guy says. I don't say it.
I like the wink.
No, but that's right. No, I'm done. Hey, do you mind if I watch a game? Yes, I mind if you watch a game. You're not going to watch a game with me ever.
Yeah.
But when I'm older, where's Sean? And you know what? I want my wife to just go like this. And you're going to see me like way out in the middle of Lake Huron going, "Oh, hey, Art and Jake, I'll be back in 5 hours." That's my life. Leave me alone. Come on, I deserve that.
You deserve it. You actually deserve it now, Sean. Go out there on the lake for a weekend.
It's happening sooner than you all think. Let me tell you, I am going to be gone.
Are you going to do it before 59?
No. I can't.
But
you know how things work. Okay, you really want to? There are things that I can't touch until I'm a certain age.
You know what you should do?
What's that?
Marry an NFL player.
I'm single.
You single, Joe?
But I'm done.
Jay Cutler might be on the market again. So,
Yeah, Jay Cutler's on the market.
I'll start my own brand, and I'll tell everybody it had nothing to do with you. It was all me because I'm so brilliant. I was on Laguna, Orange County Beach, or whatever the.
Just Brenda.
And she's so talented. Let's be honest.
But let's talk about this talented. Let's talk about this talented wife who started this this fashion line, jewelry line. Also had a reality TV show. Let's talk about that when we come back. Sean Baligian, African Caesar is back with us in Joique Bell, and this is Woodward Sports.
We are here, downtown Fenton, my favorite Bridge Street Exchange.
That's right, and you want to switch up your wardrobe this summer? It's this easy. You ready, Joey?
I'm ready.
All right, you ready? I like it. You want to do it again?
Yeah, let's do it again.
All right. Ooh, Brixton. Nice. One more time?
Yes.
Ooh, I like the hat on this one, too. You ready to do it one more time, Joey?
I'm getting tired. One last one.
All right, let's change it. Bro, where's your shirt? You need new clothes this summer. Bridge Street Exchange in Fenton. That's where you need to go. Thank you, guys.
Knew what's coming. He grabbed the mic. He grabbed the mic because he knows it's coming. He knows it's coming.
We had such an uncomfortable moment. Oh my gosh!
So for people who don't know, just tune in. This is African Caesar's first time being on the show.
Yep.
And so when we went to break, he said, "Do you guys want me to stay or you guys want me to leave?" I said, No. We enjoy you. And Sean said you have a great personality. I said, yeah. I said, yes. There's something about. I said you got that. And Art said, oh, yeah, he got that gorilla. And Caesar, he doesn't really know what that means. So he looks at him like, I got what?
Racist.
Like just racist, man.
Racist.
But
Woodward Sports is canceled.
It got so uncomfortable, folks. I had to
move out the way.
Like my heart sunk. I was like,
I had to move out the way.
Oh,
I thought he was about to jump over the table.
It got really uncomfortable.
Listen, is this where I go typical white guy and say, I have black friends? And then
Exactly. I blacked out my Instagram earlier this year. Yeah.
Hey, no.
Hey, That's that one. February's the best month. There.
Close that door. Close that door behind you.
I don't want their.
So, Joique, can you please explain to Caesar, because to this very moment we haven't explained to Caesar what.
Hold on, before you do that, Kennedy, tell your dad to get the checkbook ready. Go ahead.
All right, so on the show, we talked about players we wanted on the roster of the Lions, right? And basically I said we don't want any nice guys. And we went to talk, but how it initially started was we had a player who I played with. And Sean likes him. Sean liked it. But to me, he didn't have that killer instinct. And I was telling Sean, like, we want those guys with that mean streak like a suit. Like he had that gorilla in him. He had that, you know what I'm saying? And I said, when I played with that gorilla. You know, and so when we kind of used as a
And so when you said that, Art instantly thought of black people. Okay, I get it.
Yeah, instantly. And so that was his opportunity to call you a gorilla. Like, it was just
I know. He ran with that opportunity too.
Yeah.
So
what we've done since Joique did that is occasionally, like, we all have to show our gorilla.
Yeah.
And so we made Kennedy do it, and Kennedy didn't show her gorilla. There's just no. But Kennedy did show her gorilla on the football field.
That's when she saw them being turned into a gorilla.
But when we asked Kennedy to do it live, it was a fail. But obviously you did well because you're getting the invite back to the Dark Angels and everything. So now that's become a thing when people, you know, when you get fired up, and you were passionate in the previous segment.
Yeah,
that would be Joique's. It works better when Joique says it. Let's leave it at that. Art, you saying it? It didn't work. It just didn't work. So that it got really uncomfortable for about 10 seconds.
So you know what would have happened? So say I took Art and we're out at a spot. I got him out, and he just so happened to be with me, and then he says that, and then you had that one white friend. And that's my white friend. So you got to protect him, and so I wouldn't let anything happen to Art. Art's a good guy, man. He has a good heart.
No, Art cool. Art's cool. Art's cool. I like Art.
Yeah. But no, real talk. I was, Art. Yeah.
It makes me think of that South Park episode where the dad says the N-word on Wheel of Fortune, and he had to apologize by kissing Jesse Jackson's ass. Like, somebody go find Jesse Jackson so Art can kiss his ass real quick.
Or The Longest Yard with Adam Sandler. Don't stir up the brothers.
Man.
Don't stir up the brothers. Can you get that?
That was so uncomfortable. I wish you guys could have been in the room because,
my God.
like, the temperature of the room, it got cold. It got cold.
I kid.
It
I
was,
like Art.
that was something. Hey, can we, along those same lines? And I'm telling you right now, I would be guilty of this because I did not understand this.
Yeah.
I really, truly didn't understand this, okay? Bob Brenly, when talking about Marcus Stroman of the New York Mets, he wears what is known as a do-rag, okay? And Bob Brenly said, quote, "I'm pretty sure that's the same do-rag that Tom Seaver used to wear when he pitched for the Mets." And Tom Seaver was a Hall of Fame pitcher, a white pitcher.
Mm-hmm.
And Bob Brenly made that comment, and the backlash was swift. First, he apologized for it, and then he took a voluntary leave of absence and says that he's going to go to, sensitivity classes and everything. And I I'm being very serious when I say this, okay? This is because this isn't a laughing matter. I don't want to offend anybody. I'm sorry. I'm just built that way. I don't. We have fun on the show and all that stuff. When I was younger, I wore a bandana a lot. Smoke Show Mike, you would wear bandanas a lot. I always assumed that they were do-rags. They're two different things.
No, they're two different things. Yeah, However, I'm trying to see if I got that situation clearly. He made a reference to somebody who wore a scarf back in the day, and he had to apologize for that?
Yeah.
This generation, no, I don't get it. Okay.
I'm glad to hear you say that, Caesar, because I felt the same way. I don't know what to say anymore half the times. I don't. Because, and if I called it the wrong thing, I would apologize to you for calling it the wrong thing. But I would also implore to you, I didn't mean anything racial by it.
He said it looks like the do-rag that da-da-da used to wear back in the day.
Yeah, I didn't mean anything racial by it. I didn't. I mean, I could claim stupidity, and I don't know what Bob Brenly's defense is. Maybe he did the same thing that Now, I wouldn't make that comment to begin with. Who the heck cares? Wear a bandana, wear a do-rag, whatever. Whatever. That wouldn't come up in conversation. But that offended some people, and Bob Brenly is now stepping aside for a bit, and he's going to take sensitivity classes. And so that's a question I wanted to ask for you guys. Is that something that when you heard those comments, did you find offense at it?
before we go into it, what do you mean by you guys? I'm so
you guys watching as well. Like, no, you know what? We rip on me, and rightfully so.
Yeah.
I'm not hip, okay?
No,
I'm not hip.
No, you're hip. You're
I
hip.
openly admit it. So I don't.
Sean,
is
you
that
don't
a
give
do or
yourself
a
enough
don't?
credit, but because you're
He
so
doesn't.
humble, you don't give yourself enough credit. You don't give yourself enough. You are hip. You're pretty cool. When we do those slanging with Sean, you're like you get like 75 to 90% of everything right. Last week you got every question right except for the last one.
Was that
I'm
the
sticking
slinging
to
at Dunkin' Donuts or whatever?
I'm sticking to the bread like mayonnaise. I don't know.
Yeah, that one lost
Bars.
me. I thought they were talking about having a threesome.
No.
Yeah,
Like,
I mean with those bars,
That was a bar.
Mount Rushmore.
but no, honestly, is this cancel culture going too far, or is this really
Been
something
going too
offensive?
far, man. Like, I'm not. I listen.
Cancel culture is not cancel culture. I mean, they're going to say it for a few weeks, a few months. Then somebody else is going to do something stupid, and then they're going to forget about it. Like people are still wearing H&M, you know, coolest monkey in the jungle. People still rocking H&M, but they were canceled when it happened. They riot H&M. They tore down the malls. They busted out the windows. They snatched the clothes out the stores. And guess what? A year or so, 2 years later, people are right back wearing H&M.
Huh.
It's, Gucci. They come out, what was that, Gucci, or where they came out with the it looked like a loose or something around like, you remember that? They had they came out with something.
I do, actually.
Yeah, and they canceled Gucci. But guess what? Go to Somerset. We're in Somerset every weekend.
With topics like this, there's a level of nuance, right? So at its core, cancel culture, so it started off as groups of people who previously didn't have a voice. Now we're able to say, hey, this is wrong, this is offensive. Like, we didn't have an opportunity to say this is offensive before because the system was set up so that we couldn't participate, right? Now that they are able to participate and say, hey, that's not cool, that's not right. Like anything, people take it too far. Like, to the point where people now, like, you hear a guy talk about a do-rag. First of all, I do not care enough about do-rags and who wears them to be offended by. I don't get offended easily. First of all, when I hear something, the first thing I think is it funny? That's the first question I ask. If it's funny, I don't care how offensive it is. It's funny. That's the bar.
Is that why comedians get a pass?
I feel like comedians should always get a pass. Like, I don't.
What makes them get a pass?
Because the whole point is to be funny. Like, that's the thing. Like, I don't care how you go about being funny. If it's funny, it's funny. I don't walk around. You have people who walk around looking for offense.
Oh.
You know what I'm saying? You have people walking around like, what can offend me today?
Waiting to be offended.
I don't know what that's like. I got too much stuff to do in my day. Even if I get offended by something, I'm like, okay. This generation lacks so much grit. And so much, this has to be the most sensitive generation on the planet ever. They look around and say, this person said something I don't like. I'm going to go on Twitter, rage out for 12 hours, and then, rally their friends to do the same thing. Yeah. And, they can, like, I remember Roseanne. I don't even like Roseanne like that. I just don't watch. If I find her that not funny or that offensive, I just don't watch. I don't watch Fox News because they talk stupid. I'm not going to go on Twitter and be like, cancel Fox. I'm just going to vote with my wallet or I'm going to vote with my viewership. And if that's enough,
unfortunately, to your point, what happens is we've kind of developed a mob mentality where people don't take the time to actually read it, like the real details. A couple days ago, I don't know if Kimmy Schmidt, Ellie Kemper or whatever.
Yeah.
This story came out there that Ellie Kemper won the beauty pageant of this racist thing, right?
Yeah.
It was a group of. It's not true. I mean, it's 100% false. There's no other way to say it. It's false. And people came out a day later and said, "Here's the real story. This is the real story. She won the Harvest Moon Ball, whatever it was called, or something." But it had nothing to do with this racist group that it was alleged to group. Well, in the meantime, for a day, you have all these people trending on Twitter, cancel Ellie Kemper, cancel Ellie Kemper. So in the meantime, like, how many people, it's almost like we talked about the Michael Irvin thing many months ago. Yeah. Michael Irvin was accused of doing something horrible. And for weeks, people dragged him through the mud. And I'll never forget this as long as I live. When this lady finally got caught, her story broke down and she admitted she lied. Michael Irvin walked out to where all the media was assembled, looked at every one of them, and he goes, I want you to cover the story with the same ferociousness that you covered it in the last 3 weeks. Clear my name. Salacious sells. So somebody gets this idea and they run with it, and all of a sudden it starts trending on Twitter and all this stuff. And it's like, in the meantime, what you're doing is, number one, it's factually incorrect, and number two, you're destroying somebody's life.
Mm-hmm.
What's wrong with you? I don't get it. Now, if it's something that they really did do, well, then they have to be accountable for that. But nobody takes the time. Like I say this all the time, Caesar. I don't know what happened in society, but some point in time the last couple of years, you are guilty until proven innocent.
Yeah.
And it's sad. It's really sad. And unfortunately, that doesn't know color, that doesn't know gender, that doesn't know race. It's just that's the way things are today, and it's disgusting. It should scare every one of us.
It scares me. Well, I just operate like I don't care. I really do not care. You want to counsel me, counsel me. I'm gonna say what I want to say. Once again, I see it as, there's power in words, and I enjoy saying what I have to say. If you are one of those brittle spirits that can't handle what I say, because I'm not looking to try to offend nobody, but, these people that walk around and they're trying to find something to cancel you, how about you just don't watch? Like, if we say something and they want to cancel Woodward Sports, how about you just don't watch Woodward Sports? You, one person that was offended, but...
You can check out this guy. He does great work. Sneaker Box, 6 o'clock. Chad, if you're watching,
Sunday.
get him involved on the network more often. Not that he's got a real job and everything, right?
Yeah.
But
hey, you want to pay me that Chrysler money? I'll be here every day.
We'll be eating corned beef and hash as well. Hey, let me tell you about my bookie. Baseball in full swing. NBA playoffs, Stanley Cup playoffs off to a hot start. You can make each and every series matter by having a stake in the game with mybookie.ag. Now, regardless of whether you're betting favorites or underdogs, player prop bets, or just looking to make some cash, MyBookie gives you tons of options to make all your favorite matches a heck of a lot more exciting. If you're looking to bet for the first time but don't know what to bet on, well, they're there to help you in the right direction. Of course, Stanley Cup playoffs going on. Got a couple of games tonight. What's the over-under and a period total? How many hits? Whatever the case may be, tons of things to bet on. Just go to mybookie.ag, sign up now, and use promo code Woodward to get your first deposit matched halfway up to $1,000. Let them know that we sent you, but you have to take the initiative. Use promo code Woodward to get that free deposit bonus and start your day off with a win. Bet anything, anytime, anywhere with MyBookie. And again, thanks to our buddy Caesar for sitting in. Great conversation with him today. If you haven't checked out his show already, do so. 6 o'clock on Sundays here on Woodward Sports, and he's a great dude, as you can tell. Great dude.
Great.
All right, you got anything else before we get out of here?
Yes, I do, because you talk about your retirement, what you want to do. You know what I want to do when I retire?
What do you want to do?
I want to sit in my theater. I want to play pool. And one of my favorite things to do is play ping pong. One of my favorite things to do is play ping pong. The thing is, I can't play with people because no one's ever good enough. And so I remember I went to L.A. to go visit one of my business partners, and we went to his building. So he was renting out a space on the top floor. So they had the whole top floor. But if you go down to the 18th floor, they have like a commons area for all the workers in the building.
Mm-hmm.
And then one of the rooms, they had a ping pong room. And so when I walked down there, it was my first time in there. I saw 2 people playing ping pong. And I'm like, man, that guy's pretty good. I want to go play him. When they played him, he was really good. He almost beat me, but I didn't know winning. This was in LA, but and come to find out, they have something new called extreme ping pong. Take a look, guys.
Well, the rules are simple. You beat off more than 6 hours a day, you can't use your arms. What a save! Jumps on the table like a fucking lizard. Either
Can you
that
imagine
or like
a big guy jumping on the table like that and the table breaking?
Golden
Like,
banana trying
what
to
happens
suck
then?
somebody off before the end of the night for a couple $100. What a shot.
Now, I like the regular ping pong. That right there, I would never play. But that seems like, hold up though, you know what that reminds me of though, Sean? No, honestly, before you make, because I see your face. You know what that reminds me of? That reminds me of folding. like taking two things and putting together. It's like it's taking soccer and ping pong, putting it together and making this. Like with bowling, you take the pins and you throw the football at. So I think it's something similar to that, but that's too much work.
I got nothing to do today. You know where my mind is? My mind is getting home and doing nothing for the next 5 hours.
So let me help you out.
That's so unlike me. I have nothing to do for the next 5 hours.
Let me help you out.
Help me out.
Guys, enjoy your weekend. We're out. Sean Baligian and Joique, and this is Woodward Sports with the Gang. Get up out of there.